Alright, well, welcome back. We are out ready to test our boats. I have my stepdaughter paint the hydroplane here. So it's a beautiful day here in Louisville, Kentucky. And we got everything set up to race it. Now we're going to test it to see if it works. And so I got Dr. Hassan with me here. So Dr. Hassan, tell us how we set it up or what's going on.
Very good. We have our measuring tape up right now. We have it up to 163 feet. The record actually is 309 feet is the record. But what we're doing today, we're going to test at 3 levels, 3 different rocket sizes, basically to see how the boat performs. We're going to start at 1/3 power, the S-Stage C rocket motor. Then we'll measure the distance on that. Then we'll go to the S-Stage D rocket, which is 2/3 power. We'll measure the distance on that. And then if everything works out, we'll put the big one in the S-Stage E, the actual race motor in there, and we'll measure that and see how far we can go with this thing. But yes, a lot of work into this.
Alright, so you're saying there's 3 different rockets?
3 different rockets.
The first one's going to go just a smaller distance just to see if it works?
Exactly. Well, I want to see with that smaller one, but to see, we want to see if it gets up on a plane. Remember, we talked about thrust and hydrodynamic, all that.
Yeah.
We want to make sure I can see the light at the end of the boat as I look good. And if that works out, then we go to a D, 2/3 power, and I should see more light on the boat. It should be greater distance. With the E, now we might break our record, my friend. Now we're looking to race and maybe go over 300 feet. We'll see.
All right. I think we're ready to race. Let's do it. Okay, so the one that just went off right now was the C rocket, which is the smallest rocket, and it's really just to gauge, is the boat going to flip, is the boat going to go straight, or is it going to veer, and just to see if it's working. We don't want to start with the E rocket until the last run, until we know that the boat is, like I said, not going to flip on us, and make sure that's going in a straight line. So Dr. Hassan said 56 feet is a really good length for the first race, and we could really multiply that times 3 for our E rocket. Now, so next we're going to do the D rocket. It's going to go a little bit further, and if that works out, then we'll be ready for our final race.
Now we're going to go with the D.
Okay.
2/3 power.
The first rocket was 1/3 of the full power. So this is 2/3. This D rocket is 2/3. How far to go, HA?
118 feet.
118, so that's about right. Okay.
118 feet, that's double.
All right.
118 feet with 2/3 power.
What'd you say the record was for this?
309.
I got a little work to do. We'll see.
Okay. 56 feet, 1/3 power, 118, 2/3. Let's see what it does with full power.
It should go at least 168 feet for both that dojo.
What happened was we had a bad rocket and the rocket blew up. We instituted last year a brand new exhaust system, and it actually was able to handle all that extra power, and it simply went out the smokestack. The worst thing that happened, it loosened up the rocket holder here, just the rocket top. That's all. We're just going to glue it back on. We're good to go. But again, you used a 3/4 inch exhaust as opposed to a 1/2 inch exhaust. And that was the difference. That energy just went out the exhaust pipe and that was it. So no damage to the boat and we're ready to go. We're gonna go ahead and glue this one part down and go for that distance at full power.
Okay, so what happened was my first run went 56 feet, and it was with the C rocket, which is 1/3 of the full strength rocket, and it went straight, happy with that. The second one went 118 feet, which was with the D rocket, and that's right on target because it's 2/3. And the third one got about 5-8 feet out of the starting gates and just exploded. So it's a bad rocket. So it didn't do much damage because of the updated exhaust system that we put in here. It just got updated last year, which is this 90 here and this plastic coupling. So basically all it did was blow the engine cover or the rocket cover off. So I'm just gluing that back on. I'm gonna let it dry for about 10 minutes and we'll race it again.
Yeah, this is a very easy repair. Again, the engine cover came loose, that's all. We see quite a few different types of when we have like a blowover. A lot of times the upright horizontal has to be reattached. Sometimes they run aground and we have to work on the spots and tips and what have you. Sometimes with this particular design, sometimes the runners will actually rub off. But during the race day and during practice, we have a crew that's there to repair the boats. And we have some real live hydroplane crew members that come and help us on race day in our hot pit area. So again, this is very minor. We've even had rudders come off, run ashore. We have extra rudders. We just replace it. The nice thing about foam board is that all you have to do is glue it back together. It's very simple. So wood, a little more problem. Balsa wood, even more of a problem. Foam board, very easy to work with. So again, very inexpensive repair and teaches it, it's very, shall we say, it doesn't hit the teacher's pocketbooks as much. Yeah, this is what we call a vintage hydroplane, and you notice that the driver does not have the cockpit that we have in the modern boats. Also, the engine and the old one set up front. This particular design is a 1969 design, and we named this particular boat Old School because it's a vintage hydroplane. And this is how they used to look. They used to run with Allison and Rolls-Royce engines. They made a lot of noise because they came out of airplanes, World War II fighter planes, and then we put them in these boats, and that was the technology of the day. You might notice that the driver sits in the back. We have what we call the spoon nose, and the air trap is a little different. This area right here is called the chine, and what that does, it allows the boat to sit back in the water. These boats were designed to run through water. The boats of today are designed to fly above the water. So naturally, these boats had more friction. This particular boat of the vintage design holds a distance record of 149 feet, but they're pretty quick. In a 110-foot finish line, it's very competitive. But if we stretch it a little further than that, it may not be quite as competitive. But again, it's a 1969 design. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, this old school technology, again, it's a vintage hydroplane. You might have noticed when it was running through the water, the nose was in the air. That's because the chine was working right here. Without the chine, it would go straight in like that, if it nose in. But again, these were designed to cut through the water, big, heavy engine, cut through the water. For its day, it was a fast boat. As a matter of fact, this design won the Gold Cup many, many times. It dominated the 60s, it dominated all the way into the mid-70s, this design. But again, a lot of friction pushing against the water, but again, it's a vintage hydroplane. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing that's going to hurt it.
Now, is that because, is that more so because the water's,
well, the rudder's just a little bit off.
The
rudder,
rudder's
we broke the rudder. We broke the rudder.
Ah.
Let's see, we broke the rudder. Let me see something that we can do here. Let's see.
Hang on. Thank you. Here.
It's kind of like a cast.
Still pretty, everything's solid.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's upright or nothing. You know, it's a nice little flip.
Yeah. Ready? Yeah. All right, man. Let's do it. Try it again. I'm gonna put it way out this time. All right.
Okay, well that time it flipped after it went 135 feet. But what happened was the rudder broke the time before when it came up on shore. So we did a temporary fix and put painter's tape on the rudder. If we had had super glue or crazy glue, it would have worked better, but that painter's tape was too thick and it affected it to where it made it wobble on the waves. And as you saw, it did 2 or 3 backflips. So that's all right, it was fun.
I would say this has been a very successful day. This hydroplane has great potential, and the beauty of it, we'll take it back to the drawing board, put a new rudder on it, and go after that record. But again, I want to say, when you pay close attention to building a hydroplane, you get good results. And this hydroplane is very competitive, and this could be a Spirit Cup champion. It's that good. So again, attention to detail, focusing every day, you produce a very good hydroplane.